Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to episode number 3 of the number 3 flight training school videos. So in this video I'll be talking through the Hawker Hurricane Mark 1L in the takeoff, landing and circuits, talking about different types and the ways you should approach them in different situations. So takeoffs and landings. So there's two takeoffs and landing types that we focus on in this basic videos, and that'll be long field and short field takeoffs. So long field takeoffs, this basically means holding the aircraft on the front two wheels, gaining enough speed, getting the aircraft up, and basically pulling away from the airfield in a fast fashion with the longevity of the runway that you have. So basically using the runway to its full and gaining enough speed to then basically get your aircraft safely off the deck at flying speed, and being able to have enough speed to have a pretty positive climb at the end of the runway, gaining you enough altitude. And short takeoffs where you are holding it on all three wheels and then basically getting airborne on all three, and just basically having a very slow climb away, and that'll be for short takeoffs. But here at Hawking we have a long runway, so I'm going to show you both here. So yeah, okay, so first things first, we'll show you the long takeoff roll. So I'm just going to quickly bring the power up. And we guys watch for torque as well. Try and get the aircraft as straight as possible. There you go. And just pushing the stick positively forward now, just to get the front two wheels onto the holding it there, holding it there. There's the end of the runway. Gently going to pull the stick back, gear coming up. So now I've got enough speed now to positively raise the nose, have a good climb out. This is very useful in all situations, so whether you're doing training, whether you're doing combat, or in especially in a group flight as well, that sort of takeoff is very nice, because it allows you to easily see other aircraft around you and in front of you, sort of thing. So it's much easier to retain sight on the on friendlies. And as you can see, I've got a nice amount of altitude there from that. I've still got enough speed now to carry us away, and I could actually I could have done a much steeper climb there with the speed I had, but I did a nice shallow one just to put it into context. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate to you guys the long field landing in the Hawker Hurricane. So this basically is going to consist of me trying to land it on the front two wheels as smoothly as I can, and just with a good pace turn of speed, and basically just get the aircraft down smoothly rather than firmly. So this is actually this is what we call greasing the aircraft onto the ground, or basically just getting as smooth a touchdown as you can. I prefer for this landing to use takeoff flaps rather than landing, just meaning I have enough flap to get me enough drag, as well as to not slow me down enough so I can get the 2-point landing. So the gear's coming down. I should have done all my calls out then, but I didn't, so that's my bad. At this point we'll be saying training 1 final, but I am alone right now, so there isn't really a worry. But if I had all my other squad mates in here and other 3 squadron members, then yes, there would be a bit of an issue there. I'd be in a bit of poo. So turning right now to final, as you can see my speed is much higher than it was on the short field takeoff. I'm probably about 40 kilometers an hour to 50 kilometers an hour faster. So bringing the nose down now, and I'm just trying to kiss it on the front two wheels. There you go. And the aircraft, once it gets to a slow speed, should bring the tail down to the ground. and then once again vacate out to left. And training 1 has vacated Hawking. Flaps coming up. Very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate to you guys the the short field takeoff in the Hawker Hurricane. So same thing applies, and same power and all that sort of stuff as the long one. It's just basically getting it deploying flat. So I'm going to deploy flat takeoff right now. I do not recommend flat for the long field because that means you can get as much speed as possible, and basically just getting the aircraft up as quickly as you can. So once again, applying the torque. You can, if you can, build up the power a little bit quicker in this on this one, and hold the stick positively back. This will keep the tail on the ground. And there you go. Nose is up, gears coming up, and as you can see, the speed at the minute is quite low. And it's basically a case of just pull the aircraft up, and then once you're at a height that you're comfortable, lower the nose, and then bring the flap up and gain speed away. Okay, so moving on to the short field landing. So the short field landing is basically a case of the aircraft needs to come in as slow as possible, and you need to try and get the aircraft down on all 3 wheels and basically yank the brakes on and bring the aircraft to a stop without tipping the nose over and all that sort of stuff. So it's basically just getting the aircraft down firmly and safely at the same time to have a nice quick stop. As you can see now, I'm setting myself up for a circuit. So in the Hurricane, as I said in the previous video, you need to make sure you've got a nice wide circuit. In the last one I didn't actually do that because I was an idiot. But during training and during your exam, I will be assessing you. I will be flying alongside you to make sure that you are doing you're in the right position for the aircraft type and at a good speed as well. Certain scenarios I'll be on the ground, certain scenarios I'll be flying next to you for your exam. So, training 1 is downwind right hand at Hawking. That is very important actually, to make other aircraft around know exactly where you are in relation to them. So gear and flap coming down once again. So training 1, final Hawking. So now I'm really going to bring the power back, and I'm going to kick the landing flaps out as early as I can, just to basically get the aircraft as slow as I can. So I've got my reference point. I'm just going to bring it in as close as I can to that bunker, imagining that's the end of the runway, which actually is. So in this scenario, I'm just going to use that as a reference point, keeping the throttle low, and then just flaring the aircraft up, holding on all 3, and then that should, from 100 miles an hour, so 100 kilometers an hour, should be a very simple stop. And then once again, vacate out to the left, and give you all call. Training 1 vacated Hawking. So guys, there is the end of episode number 3 on the basic takeoff and landing and circuit procedures in the Hawker Hurricane Mark 1. Point to note guys, if you are going to do this straight from the Gladiator, please remember your landing gear. Flaps are already in the Gladiator, but gear is not, so please remember gear after takeoff and before landing. So yeah, if you have any questions about this, please contact me, and I will get back to you guys on that. And I'll see you guys in the next episode, where we will just be going through movements of the Hurricane are much higher in the air, as well as some basic combat techniques, which I'll be using one of my mates for as a aircraft, to show you guys the sort of techniques that we would like from you in the Hawker Hurricane. So see you guys in the next episode. Take care.